The hate army troll.
It's the hate army, bro.
The hate army, that guy.
Hate Army.
Hate army general. Good vibes to the hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Good morning, everyone. It's a new week, and on today's show, we've got a very special surprise unboxing that very well may change the near future of what I'll be doing here on DSP Gaming. In addition to that, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to the future of fighting games here on the channel. So here's the deal. Quite a few things have happened. So back on Wednesday, when I was last here, because yesterday was my day off, I got contacted by a fan, and they're like, so here's the deal. You've been talking about Armored Core 6, and basically I really want to see you at least try it. I don't care if you commit to playing the whole game, but you've never played an Armored Core game. You never play Mech Combat games. So if I were to donate Armored Core 6, would you at least try it at the end of the month? And I said, well, you know what? Yeah. If you were to donate the game to me, I would at least try it. We'll do a couple streams of it. We'll see how it pans out. If it ends up something that I like and my viewers like, then I'll play it. If not, then we'll just drop it and we'll move on to other stuff. It's perfectly fine. So, as of now, someone has donated to me on one of those, you know how there's those sites that basically you can buy games through them, and then when the game comes out, they'll send you the digital code. So that's essentially what it is. Someone has purchased me a pre-order code for Armored Core 6 on the Xbox Series X. All right? So as long as this site isn't baloney, which I don't think it is, it looks legit, as long as they're not full of crap, they're going to send me the code for it on release day, and I'll be able to install it and play it, and we're going to try it out. So that is Friday, August 25th, just so you guys know. It'll be an Armored Core premiere day where we'll try it out and we'll see if it's any good. All right? So that's coming up at the end of the month. So that's already a lock. Yes, I'll be trying Armored Core 6. Now, I don't know if we'll like it or whatever. Again, I'm not committing to playing this game at length. I'm just saying, hey, you know, I'll check it out. All right? So there you go. So number one, that's a set in stone. As long as this site is reputable, which I hope it is, I'll be getting Armored Core 6. Now, let's talk about the two other things that have happened since Wednesday. One has happened already, and I have good positive news, and it's going to lead to a surprise unboxing live right now on this show, which I was not planning on doing. Things came together incredibly fast, which is pretty cool, and I'm very happy to be able to do this for you. But then something else happened as well, and I need to talk to you guys about it, because I have a big update in regards to Mortal Kombat 1 and in regards to the future of fighting games on this channel. All right? I need to talk to you guys about it because it looks like there could be some investment. It looks like I might need some help. I'll let you know, but we're going to talk about that on the show. But we'll do that after we do this other topic. Let's do this other topic first, okay? Okay. So, basically, over the last year, all right, various people have been contacting me and asking me questions about why don't I play certain kinds of games, why don't I have access to certain kinds of platforms. Well, I use a 9-year-old PC. I'm not kidding you. The PC I use every day to capture and stream is from 2014. All right? Now, recently, I started utilizing the hardware of that PC a little better. I actually use the CPU to encode my videos. I use the GPU to encode my streams, and I've been able to increase the quality of my gameplay and streams a lot in the last 6 to 8 months since we started doing this. That's great. But this PC is outdated by a lot. It cannot really play any modern games at any kind of a reasonable level. If I play games on it, I can't also capture and stream. The PC just can't handle doing all that at once, all right? So, if I were to ever try to play PC games, I would need to get a whole new PC. And we've talked about this. Last year, during the summertime, we went through the specs of what you guys would expect that I would need to future-proof a PC. And after going through all those specs, it was about $3,000. All right? And so after that, we're like, man, well, I can't afford $3,000. Maybe things will change. Maybe they won't. And, you know, I hate to say it, I really wish things had gone better in the last year, but it just seems like whenever I'm starting to get ahead, like, oh my God, look at this. Things are going good. All of a sudden, some crap happens that completely screws me over, you know? Just case in point, in the last, you know, several months, someone stole a tire off of my car in a parking lot, and I had to pay out of pocket to replace it. The police refused to even investigate the crime because crime's so bad out here. They thought that was a minor crime, even though it cost me a lot of money to get the entire tire replaced. My food disposal in my sink in the kitchen broke for the second time in 5 years, and it cost a ridiculous amount of money to replace. So this is just a few of the things that have been going on recently. There's been a lot more things that have happened in the last year that have essentially kept me from being able to really invest any money in anything I want. I mean, my dishwasher broke last fall, and I haven't replaced it. I can't. Every single time it seems like, oh, it's time, I could do it, something happens and prevents me from doing it. So, suffice to say, I haven't had $3,000 to sink into getting a new PC this last year. The good news is, I've been doing great with all my current equipment. My lighting looks better, right? Everything here, the quality of the streams and the gameplay is much better. Everything's good. So for doing things the way I'm doing, everything's fine. But, yeah, I would eventually like to upgrade my stuff. All right? But there has been a line of discussion around possibly not necessarily getting a brand new top-of-the-line future-proof PC, but doing some other kind of minor upgrades that aren't necessarily as expensive. And case in point, a few years ago, okay, there was a game series released. It was called Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collection, where it's all the classic Final Fantasy games, and they're remastered in modern, well, not modern, but better graphics, newly remixed music, all right, with all kinds of modernizations and everything. For the longest time, this was only on PC, so I was locked out of playing it. Now, luckily for me, earlier this year, they released that collection on PS5. Actually, it was PS4. I played it on PS5. We just played Final Fantasy V a couple months ago and had a great time with that playthrough, okay? So that's good, but you see, I had to wait, years for them to decide to even port that. And there are lots of things that are available exclusively on PC that for some reason aren't getting ported in a timely manner to console, and I get locked out of them. Now, I'm not talking, oh my god, top-of-the-line, cutting-edge graphics PC games. I'm talking, the games that a lot of people play that are memeable games that are classic games that get ported to things like Steam and stuff like that, and I can't play any of that stuff. And that's very disappointing, So, we were talking in the last year. Many times people asked for me, hey, Phil, would you get a Steam Deck? And I was like, well, here's the thing. I don't know much about Steam Deck. I just don't. I don't know how it works. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if you have to pre-order it. I guess at first Steam Deck was very popular and you had to pre-order it for months and months, and eventually they would make it and send it to you. Okay? For anyone to understand, Steam Deck is an underpowered standalone PC. It's small, right? It's a small form factor. And it's essentially meant to be something that if you want to have a portable PC for your hands, or if you want to be able to play PC games, not high-end, but just be able to play them, and otherwise you don't have entry-level access to a gaming PC, you'd get a Steam Deck. All right? So we've been talking about this. And I said, hey, if anyone ever wanted to consider donating one, I'd be open to it. I'd check it out. I don't know how good it would be, but I would check it out. All right? No one sent me a Steam Deck or offered to send me a Steam Deck. Okay? That never happened.
Jinxie cat, where are you? I love you.
But recently we've been talking about a couple other things as well. And we started talking about my anniversary month, my 15-year anniversary, which we're now celebrating right now in August. And I told you guys some ideas that I had for things that I wanted to do in August. And one of the things I really wanted to do, but I just don't have access to doing. I got contacted behind the scenes by a viewer. Now, here's the thing. This person has not outright told me they want recognition for anything. So until they outright say, yes, I would like a shout out or recognition. The thing is, a lot of people are afraid of getting doxxed and stuff like that because they support the channel. I hear you. So unless I get outright told, hey, I want a shout out, I'm not going to say a word about who this was. But someone contacted me behind the scenes and said, I would like to help out. I would like to donate something that should be able to allow you to do one of those things that you really wanted to do during the month of August. And I was like, all right. And we talked just a little bit about it, and I don't know much about it. And then they said, all right, I'm going to do it. And I didn't know if it was real or not. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't know if it was real or not. Over the years, I got a lot of people being stupid, a lot of people catfishing, a lot of people, you know what I mean? A lot of people messing with me. So whenever I get offered something, I don't believe it until it's in my hands. It's that simple. All right? I don't believe anything until it's in my hands. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a bag full of money. Here it is. A bag full. $40,000. I'm just kidding. There's no bag full of money.
Somebody gotta scrape the bottom of their wallet and hit your boy up.
That's ridiculous. You'd have to be like one of those, boob streamers or something to be getting bags of money showing up at your door. I mean, come on. No, that didn't happen. All right? But what did happen was that they offered to get me something and send it to my house. And I said, well, if it's real, yeah. All right? So, I'm very skeptical. Like I said, I really am very skeptical about this stuff. But this morning, I'm sitting in my kitchen having breakfast with my wife. Jasper Kitty's running around the house being a nut. And the doorbell rings. It's here. And I open up a package. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting inside is something that I never believed would even look like this. Are you ready for this? Because we're going to do this live together. I received a mini PC. Oh, look at these twitching whales. Today, this morning, in the mail. All right? Now, here's the thing. I don't know much about this. All right? At all. I don't know how this works. All right? But all I got to do is I got to mess around with this and try to figure this out. All right? From what I'm to understand, this is a mini PC that should be pretty powerful. I think it costs a few $100s, if not more. All right? But I guess we're going to try to figure it out. So what is it? It's called Trig Key S Speed High Performance S Series Mini PC. And it says on the back, it's got an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte of storage, and it has both wireless and a LAN connection. Okay? So there you go. It's a mini PC. Do you want to see it? It's not opened yet. It's vacuum sealed. Do you want to open it and see what it is? All right. So, what's the GPU? I literally just said it. What did you have your fingers in your ears? I just read it right off. What the frick? Essentially, it's the same processor or similar processor to what's in my laptop, right? In fact, if I do this, I'm curious. If I click on this, my laptop, and I go to, what would you say, system? System information on my laptop, okay? So my laptop has an AMD Ryzen 3 3200U. This is an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. That sounds like a much higher end processor, correct? Yeah, it does, right? Sure. My laptop actually only has, according to this, 12 gigs of RAM. Yeah. While this thing has a whopping 32 gigs of RAM installed, apparently. All right? What's the graphics card? That I have no idea. I don't even know, what it's probably, I mean, if it's this small, you have to think that it's got to be like a crappy onboard graphics card. But the point is, this is not for 3D PC gaming. This is for things like I've always wanted to do and I couldn't do because I didn't have access to a PC, emulation or basic things on Steam. And I'm going to tell you in a moment if this works, what we're going to do with it. All right, but let's open it up. Let's see what it is, shall we? Kind of need a knife. Hold on, I have my knife over here. This will be interesting. I've never seen a PC this small in my life. I've seen small build PCs. I've never seen one quite this small. So, okay. So, the Speed S. So it just slides open like that. Look at that. Okay. Oh my god, it's even smaller? How small is this thing? This is ridiculous. So first of all, there's a whole box that says accessories. So literally, this is accessory. The PC is half the box. What on earth? We're going to look at it in a second. So accessories. What accessories does it come with? Wow, it comes with a ton. It comes with an HDMI cable. It comes with another HDMI cable? A short and a long HDMI cable. Wait, this is a USB cable. This is a USB cable. No, this is an HDMI cable. They're both HDMI cables. One's tiny and one's bigger. I don't know why it comes with two different lengths of HDMI cable. That's a little weird. Here's your power cord. Okay. Here is your power adapter. It's a power block that you plug in, and you put the power cord into the power adapter. All right. So pretty standard stuff. I think this is a mounting bracket, but I don't know what you would want to mount on the PC, or you know, maybe you need if you're going to buy a dedicated graphics card for it, it goes in a special spot. So that's what it comes with. Your power adapter and two HDMI cables are your accessories that go into the accessories box. Okay. All right. You got your user's manual right here, which I'll probably read through later because it'll probably explain. It's got a USB port, a Type-C port, a headphone jack, a power button, a Ethernet port, a DP port. I don't know what DP port is. Maybe it's a different kind of display input. Probably DisplayPort input, right? It's dedicated DisplayPort input. It's that different connector, right? I've seen that before. HDMI and DC. So it has one HDMI port. That's it. You're getting one HDMI out. That's it. And then, that was a wall mount bracket. So that you can actually bracket. Wow. You could put this PC on the back of a TV. That's actually what that bracket's for. To mount it to the back of a TV. So that you can basically have a PC installed on your TV permanently. I wasn't expecting that. That's weird, but that's what that bracket was for. Okay? So let's see here. And it shows you some different ways that you can do upgrades to it. It shows you that you can put in new RAM and how you can put in a new SSD card for storage. It shows you how to do that, just some instructions. Step 1, connect the power supply. Step 2, connect the monitor with the DP cable. But I'm hoping you can do HDMI because I don't think my TV... Well, I know for a fact my capture device doesn't use a DisplayPort. Actually, maybe that's what that cord is. Maybe that cord is a DisplayPort HDMI cable. Hold on a second here. No, that just looks like a regular HDMI. They both look like HDMI. I don't know. Because I thought what they were saying is one of these is a DisplayPort that goes to HDMI, but they both look like HDMI to me. I guess I won't know until I actually start messing with the thing. They both look like standard HDMI to me. I don't know. But they're saying to use the DisplayPort to attach it to your TV, but I don't know, my TV doesn't have a DisplayPort, and I also don't have a DisplayPort cable. So anyway, step 3, connect the keyboard and mouse. I have a keyboard and mouse. I do have a keyboard and mouse separate. And this thing has two USB ports. So it has just enough for the keyboard and mouse. The bummer is it only has 2 USB ports. So because of that, I might have to use a USB hub in order to actually fully use this thing, I'm thinking. Well, I have one. So maybe if I have to use it, we could use it. I guess we'll have to see. How to change audio playback devices on Windows. That's it? That's literally it. Everything else is different languages. That's all the instructions. Wow. It's like 2 pages. So there's not much to this. It's very simplistic. Let's actually take a look at it. Ready? You take the foam off. Thank you for your choice. During the system boot process, if you cannot log into your personal account, turn off Wi-Fi and LAN. Select the skip option. Log into your personal account in the system. Huh? This is it. This is the PC. This is it. This is the whole thing. Right here. Wow. Made in China. So, shall we take the plastic off and take a look at this thing? I'm fairly certain we're not playing 3D games on this thing. The thing is so small, I don't see how it could be possible. I'm really I think this is more for emulation and simple games, right? So there you go. Took the plastic off. It's blue. Trig key. AMD Ryzen 7 5800 series, or 5000 series, and AMD Radeon graphics, it says. So it's got probably onboard graphics, right? Trig key. So it's got, it looks like, is that a speaker? It's got built-in, no way those are speakers. That can't be speakers. That's got to be like ventilation. There's no way they put built-in speakers on this thing. I don't believe that for a second. That would be ridiculous. I don't believe that at all. There's some ventilation there. There's your Ethernet port. There's your two USBs. One's blue, so that's probably the Type-C, and the other one's probably a standard USB. And then you got your display port, and you got your HDMI port. There's your power adapter right there. And two more. It's got 4 USB ports. Oh, never mind. This is good then. Yeah, this is fine. It's got 4 USB ports. So I shouldn't have a problem. I should be able to plug in a controller, keyboard, and mouse and not have any issue. It's got 4. Cool. All right. So 2 there. And I don't, is that a USB-C? But why would it have that connector? It's the small connector. Why would it have that? That's really weird. That it has that type of connector. Why not have the actual port, not the... I don't know why it has that. And then it's got a headphone jack. Although I'll probably never use that. I'll do audio out via HDMI. Right? And there's your power button. So, there you go. It's a mini PC. Alright? Now, so you might say, well, Phil, what are you going to use this thing for? Well, right now, I can tell you immediately what I want to use it for. Alright? Why is there a piece of rubber on the bottom? What the heck? This is... Okay, I got an honest question. Alright? What the hell is this big piece of rubber? Look at this. There's a flicking piece of rubber down here. Why does that exist? Maybe so that it has a little bit of aeration underneath. It doesn't sit perfectly flat. It kind of has a little bit of rubber. I'm not sure what that's for.
A piece of rubber, look. I can flick it. It's like...
That's what it is. It just creates a little bit of aeration under it. I don't know. All right. Anyway. So basically, it's a mini PC. How powerful is it? Honestly, I don't know. All right. How useful is it? Honestly, I don't know. All right. I doubt it's on par with the Steam Deck, but it's got some decent components, right? So what would I use this for? All right. Immediately, a couple things. Number one, there is a game that I absolutely positively want to play. I've wanted to play it for years. I told you specifically, I want to play it for my anniversary, and I've not had access to it. And if this works, which we have to test, I will be playing this game this month. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, after over a decade, I will be playing the best RPG in recorded human history. Amazing soundtrack, great story, awesome characters, really cool gameplay, multiple endings, replayability, and for the first time ever, with an interactive audience. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from my weird tiny PC donated by a fan. As long as it works, which we don't know yet, I have to test it. Chrono fucking Trigger. It's about goddamn time that I'll be able to play this game for a modern audience. I've been waiting years and years and years to play this one again. I've wanted to play it again. The last time I played it was 2012. And it was emulated back then. You couldn't even get it on a console back then. On PC. But basically, it was not an interactive audience. It was just me playing it for myself. People back then were not receptive to retro games. When I played retro games like that, they were angry. Oh, this is crappy. Why are you playing this retro game? No one cares about it. Stop playing it and go back to GTA and go back to the modern new game. And it was really annoying. That summer of retro that I did, I was very annoyed by it because I was trying to expose my audience, which was mostly back then, let's be honest, teenagers. All right? It was a bunch of teenagers. And they just wanted to see everything new. And that was it. And I was like, no, you got to understand. This is the summer of retro. I'm going to expose you to Super Mario World, Super Mario Brothers 3, the classic Final Fantasies, the classic Chrono Trigger. We're going to play Earthbound. We're going to do Legend of Zelda Link to the Past. And they crapped all over me all summer. How dare you? This is a horrible idea. It's the most boring summer ever. I couldn't believe it. And I actually got pretty upset. And I lashed out. And that was actually one of the first times when my viewers were angry at me. Because they were like, you don't understand what we want. And how dare you basically give it back to us because we don't like what you're playing. One of the first major disconnects I actually had with my audience. Today in 2023, things are a lot different, right? Being that we're an interactive audience, we look for cool, chill games. That Chrono Trigger is perfect. I mean it. It's like, I don't know how that game turned out as well as it did, but it's one of the best video games of all time. To this day, I still think it holds up as one of the best video games of all time. All right? So, I would absolutely love to play it, and it's on Steam. That's the only way you can actively play the game right now is to actually have a fucking Super Nintendo or to have Steam. That's it. So if this works, all right, and that's something easy I could do, I guarantee you that game should run on this, right? Why wouldn't it run on this? So I want to do Chrono Trigger this month, all right? So I think we're going to do it, all right? I think we're going to do it if it works. But the question is, well, how am I going to tell? All right, here's the deal. Number one, I've already ordered an extra long USB cable for my Xbox controller. Xbox works off of USB-C, and if you plug it into any PC, Windows detects it because it's a Windows device. It's Microsoft, and you can use any Microsoft controller on a PC. So I bought an extra long cord. It's actually coming later today, and what I'm going to do is this coming Sunday, I already have scheduled that I'm only doing one stream that day. It's going to be DSP versus the internet, my React show. I'm not doing a late stream because I have to film private React videos for patrons. So I'm going to do that. But I'm going to take the extra time that I have that night, and I'm going to hook this thing up and try to get it working. It's actually going to sit behind my TV over there, and I'm going to set up my keyboard and mouse because I have an extra wired keyboard and mouse in my closet. All right. Might be around here. Actually, no, they're not there. I think they're sitting in the closet right there. Hold on. Here's the keyboard. Yeah, here's the keyboard and here's the mouse. From when I got my PC 9 years ago, the keyboard and mouse that came with them, that's what I'm going to use. All right? So I'm going to hook it up over there at my TV. I'm going to get it working. And as long as it works fine, I'm going to have a mini PC and we're going to be able to do like retro cool stuff. All right, we'll see, because I don't know. Again, this could end up being junk, but it's potential of something cool, right? It really is potential of something neat that we can do new projects and stuff in the future for the streams, right? Pretty cool. Lavinia says you can totally play modern 3D games with this. I'm looking on it on Amazon right now. Are you sure? How are you going to play a modern game on this? It has onboard graphics. How would it handle a modern game? I don't know about that. I mean, if it can, great. Here's the thing. Number one, I have games I've previously had on Steam in my Steam library that I can test. Number two, I have Game Pass Ultimate. So I have the ability to install it on here, and maybe I can get a ridiculous amount of games on there to test. Okay. All right. But this is the cool thing. Something like this. Something like this. Carlos says, I saw someone running Forza Horizon 5. It runs at 45 frames per second. Yeah? What's going on, Jade? Good to have you here. What's going on, sir? All right. So anyway, this is pretty cool. All right. So, hold on. Excuse me. So, I won't get to mess with this till Sunday night. So it's going to sit around for a few days. There's nothing I can do about that, all right? But big potential for something new, and if it works, I want to start playing Chrono Trigger as soon as we have night streams free. So that'll be an epic throwback over 10-year anniversary gameplay run where I'm going to do interactive streaming of Chrono Trigger with all of you. I seriously can't wait. I love Chrono Trigger, okay? So I seriously hope that it works, all right? We'll find out. Okay, and then of course, if it ends up being decent, we can play other stuff on it too. I don't know what, but we'd have to look into it, okay? So, more on that soon. In fact, I'm going to go put this over here for now. Okay. So, obviously, big shout out to the viewer who donated that. Now, here's the thing. As I said, they did not say that they wanted a shout out or any credit. If they say they do, I will. But privacy purposes, to prevent doxing and shit, I don't want to say a word. It's up to them if they want to reveal who they are or not, okay? Now, here's the other half of the equation that we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to this, because we're still going to do schedule. Don't worry, we're going to do our usual segments. So, I proposed a question to you guys the other day. Thankfully, I got a lot of information on this, and I'm going to share that with you today. The question I proposed to you the other day is thus. All right? Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out in September. The beta is the weekend of August 18th through the 21st. The way you play the beta is you pre-order the game. Pretty simple. All right? But the question is, where should I pre-order the game? Okay? And how should we cover these fighting games moving forward? Allow me to explain. The vast majority of fighting game players on console are on PS5. It's just that simple. PS5 is the dominant console for fighting games. It just is. Last console gen, the vast majority of fighting games were played on that console. PS5, or PS4, I should say. Sony consoles. I'm currently playing Street Fighter 6 on Xbox Series X. Why? Two reasons. Because it's fully cross-platform, and because I was gifted a joystick a year and a half ago, well, now almost 2 years ago, for the Xbox. And it works perfectly with Xbox Series X. Fighting Stick Alpha, Hori. I love the joystick. Thank you so much. The person who, they know who they are, who donated this. Thank you very much, because it's really the reason why I've been able to play Street Fighter at the level that I've played it. Now, recently, I even upgraded the buttons to Sanmo buttons, and I've been having a great time with this joystick. So that's why I'm playing Street Fighter on the Xbox Series X. If I hadn't had that joystick, quite frankly, I probably would have gotten it on PlayStation. The thing is, the joystick that I have for PlayStation is very old. I bought it in 2014, all right, in order to play Street Fighter 5. At that point, the betas were being released, and so I played it with a beta or two, and then after that, over the years, that joystick's been used for Mortal Kombat, Injustices, Tekken, among many other fighting games, classic fighting games, all right? But, I'll be honest, that joystick over there is beat up. It is. And that joystick is not meant to open and really upgrade. It's meant essentially to be played as is. You can open it, but it's not one of those easy upgradable joysticks. This joystick is. This joystick is meant, has one button. It opens up on a hinge. You can easily pop buttons in and out, joystick in and out. It's meant to be upgradable and customizable. That joystick over there was never intended for that. So essentially, the joystick I got for PlayStation is outdated, busted, and not very good. So, with Mortal Kombat 1 coming out, they have announced the game will be cross-platform, but there's two catches to this announcement. Catch number one, the beta is not cross-platform. So if I were to pre-order the game on Xbox, I can only play the beta against people who also pre-ordered it on Xbox. And that's going to be very few people. Okay, I'm just being honest. On consoles, very few people are buying fighting games on Xbox. So if I get it on Xbox, I'm severely limiting myself to a player base. Number two, the cross-platform capability won't even be live at launch. NetherRealm has come out and said it will be cross-platform eventually. They're eventually going to patch it in, but at launch you can only play with people on your native console. So again, if I buy Mortal Kombat on the Xbox, I'm going to have, like, no exaggeration, probably 70% less players to play with than if I get it on PlayStation. All right? And that's a problem. there may be days when we want to play it and I sit there and I can't find anyone, or we play the same 2 people 100 times because that's the only people playing the game. That's not good. All right? I feel like that would be a complete waste. Okay? Now, you might say, all right, well then what are you going to do? Well, here's the thing. I could get it on PlayStation 5, which I'm okay with, but that joystick ain't going to cut it. It's not. That joystick is outdated. I know because I was using that joystick for old Street Fighter and stuff. It's worn out now. Okay? It's a joystick I've been using for 8 to 9 years. So, I would need to invest in a new joystick that works on PlayStation. And a viewer of mine sent me data on this so that I would know what my options are. And here's the thing. So, number one, there is a version of this joystick for PS5. The same exact one. It's called Fighting Stick Alpha. The only difference is it looks a little different. I think it's more color-coded to the PlayStation than it is to the Xbox. Now, the thing is, it's going to have the older button, not these Sanwa buttons that I just installed, but it's going to have the older buttons, the ones that are the stock buttons. Honestly, they're all right, but I do prefer these Sanwa buttons now that I have them. I think that those buttons are a little bit too sensitive, that I was accidentally getting a lot of inputs that I didn't want when I was playing on those buttons, and I definitely think that these are better, okay? So, I could get this joystick equivalent for PS5, and then I would have to buy more Sanwa buttons and install it on there. Now, the thing is, this joystick is not a Sanwa joystick. This is a different brand. So, it's not as good as the Sanwa part. I could buy the joystick, but now you're talking $20 to $30 for the buttons, $20 to $30 for the joystick. So, now you're adding $50, $60 onto the cost of the joystick. This stick for PS5 costs $200 plus shipping and tax. Okay? So that's a $200 investment plus all the parts investments, which is another $50, $60. All in all, with tax and everything, would probably end up being around $300. Okay? Now, there's another option. And you're free to look it up if you want. Okay? There's another joystick option. This joystick is apparently, from what I'm to understand, being considered the absolute top of the line for now, for a home joystick. Like, it has all the parts you want, the Sanwa parts, the Sanwa sticks, everything, the quality you want, and the build of the stick supposedly is even better than this. Like, the build is supposed to be really good quality joystick. It's actually bigger than that one, I believe, okay? It is called the, where is it? Where is it? What the? The Kombat QANBA Q7 Obsidian 2. Alright? This joystick works with PlayStation as well as PC. So if down the line I wanted to try to play fighting games on PC, this would also work with that. Alright? And this one supposedly has, alright, all the parts you would want. Like, it has all of the high-end Sanwa parts by default. Okay? And everyone is saying, yeah, this is like the top-of-the-line joystick you would want. Unless you're going to build your own, this is the best kind of pre-done joystick you can get. However, the price tag on this joystick is $320. So either $200 to get this for PlayStation, but then I have to upgrade the parts manually. So after tax and shipping and everything, it's going to be just under $300. Or buy the one that already has everything pre-installed and the build, like the joystick's even better than that one. But it's $320 plus tax and everything. So that's huge investment, all right? It really is. And by the way, if I do happen to get Mortal Kombat 1 for PlayStation 5, now I also have to get the PlayStation online subscription, which I don't even know what they call it anymore, because I don't have it. So I'd have to pay, what is it, $10 a month or whatever for the basic PlayStation online subscription to play the game online. All right? So, yeah. It would be pretty expensive. Okay, it would. No matter what, my options here are expensive options to play any fighting game on PS5. Now, here's the deal. Okay? If I happen to get a new joystick for PS5, all right, moving forward, quite frankly, yes, I would probably play all fighting games on PS5. That would include Tekken 8. That would include any other future fighting games. Why? I told you, Sony is the established console for fighting games. It just is. Many more people buy fighting games on Sony consoles than they do on Xbox. Okay? So it would make it so that there'd be a bigger, player base. I wouldn't have to worry about cross-platform. I'd be playing on the platform with the most players on console. All right? Also, and I know this sounds crazy, I was considering rebuying Street Fighter 6 on PS5. All right? However, I was talking with people about this the other day, and sadly, we have confirmed something. Okay? This is pretty sad. You can't carry over your progress from platform to platform. So I just hit Master Blanca on Xbox. If I get it on PS5, I reset all my progress with every character. It's starting over fresh. Does it really matter? Not really. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal. All right? Plus, at this point, especially with characters who I'm good with, I feel like I'd be starting off likely at diamond level regardless. And then it would take a few streams. Like Blanca, I guarantee you I could get Blanca back to master level within a few streams. I'm serious about that too. I think if I just sat and played a few major streams with Blanca, I'd probably rank right up to diamond. And then I'd probably jump into diamond and get wins. And I'd probably be able to get to master level relatively quickly. I don't think it would be that big of a challenge. I'm being honest. Okay? So, I don't know. Here's the thing. I think it would be fun. It would be a challenge. And to play Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and other fighting games in the future on PS5 with the best possible, controls, I mean, that's going to be huge. It will. But it's a money investment, right? The minimum spend is $200 plus tax, but then I would have to buy more parts to upgrade that joystick. Or I could splurge a little bit more to get the higher-end Kombat, what's it called again? The Kombat Q7 Obsidian 2. That one's $320, but it has everything I want, and I wouldn't have to upgrade it at all. It has all the good parts, and also the build of that stick supposedly really high end. Everyone's saying it's a really good, the Cadillac of home joysticks, right? Everyone wants that one. So, that's that. Why am I saying this to you guys? Because I can't just drop that kind of money
Without consulting you, without your buy-in that you'd be interested.
If everyone said, well, I don't care. Well, then why am I going to spend the money? Fuck it. If nobody cares, then fuck it. I don't give a shit, right? But if you guys care, you want to see me actually actively try to do good in fighting games again, like I've done in Street Fighter 6, you're interested in seeing me perform better, have the better controls, maybe you'd like to even see me take a second stab at Street Fighter 6 now on PS5, right? It's a possibility. But it's something to talk about and consider, but it's a lot of money. So, yeah. Obviously, I'm throwing it out there. If someone's interested, let me know. If anyone wants to help support it, let me know. All right? And I'll think about it. Right now, I have 2 weeks before the beta of Mortal Kombat 1 comes out. So at any point here, these sticks are available, by the way. You can order them right now. They're expensive. That's the thing. So they're in stock. So I could order them and get them within a couple of days. But, I don't have $300-400 to be dropping on this shit out of my pocket.
So if anyone's interested in seeing that, let me know. You can contact me behind the scenes. You can publicly say something. And, hey, any contributions greatly appreciated towards it.
If that's the deal, if you're interested. And if you're not interested, then it's not a big deal. I'll just continue to play how I've been playing here on Xbox with this joystick. Because this joystick's fine. All right? But it just means that when I play fighting games, we're going to have a way decreased player base. I know MK1, probably if I get that beta, there won't be that many people. And then when the final game comes out, I almost guarantee you within a few weeks, there's not going to be enough competition to really have that be a long-running game. Xbox just isn't the console for that. Okay? So let me know what you think. I want feedback. I want to know what you guys want. I want you guys to be a part of the decision as well. I don't want it to be just about me. Okay? So please let me know your feedback. So all that being said, we got a lot of stuff going on. Armor Core 6 got donated. We're checking it out at the end of the month. I got a mini PC that I need to hook up and test. And once I've done that, then I can let you know, will that affect the schedule and will we be playing Chrono Trigger, right? And then we got this whole fighting game joystick thing to think about. So there's a lot going on for now, right? A ton going on right now that we need to discuss and figure out. I would love your feedback.
Typically helps me more than anything.